Information coming in. Over the past 2 days, protests in Nepal have escalated quickly into violence, with protesters attacking the government officials, vandalizing government property and storming government buildings. Yesterday, Prime Minister KP Oli resigned in face of the massive protests that saw demonstrators setting the parliament as well as homes of several high-profile leaders and politicians ablaze. At least 22 people have been killed in the chaos. Meanwhile, the Indian government has issued an advisory to Indian nationals in Nepal, urging them to stay indoors and not to move around. Several Indian airlines have stopped flights to and from Kathmandu. The Nepal Army has announced it is taking charge of the security operations in the country, appealing protesters to maintain peace as curfew throughout the country remains in place. I have with me General PK Sehgal. General Sehgal, the situation is quite sensitive. At this point of time, the army chief has taken control, but how long till this instability lasts and there is a proper appointment that is done of perhaps even an interim prime minister?
What has happened in Nepal in the last 48 hours is both cataclysmic and catastrophic. Within 48 hours, the government has been overthrown. The president has resigned. The prime minister wants to flee the country and is presently under the custody of the army. The wife of an erstwhile prime minister has been killed, burnt alive. The parliament house has been set on fire. The Supreme Court has been set alight. The residences of the prime minister and several ministers have been set on fire. There is absolute and total chaos and lawlessness. Under the circumstances, the only institution which has the credibility and which is non-corrupt is the Nepalese army. And I'm very glad that the Nepalese army eventually stepped in and is wanting to usher in peace and tranquility within the country to the extent that is possible. There is no other power or there is no other authority which is credible enough whom people are willing to accept or listen to other than the army. How long the army will take to actually address the situation is something that is yet to be seen, but that is the only possible solution. As far as India is concerned, India is absolutely apprehensive of the consequences that will take place on the 4 states that have contiguous borders. You have contiguous borders with Sikkim, you have contiguous border with Uttarakhand, Bihar, as well as Uttar Pradesh. And there could be intrusions, there could be insurgents coming in, there could be radical elements coming inside. There could be currency, there could be drugs. This is a porous border. We don't have that much of security elements deployed over here. But that notwithstanding, the government of India is ensured that the security is tightened to the extent that is possible.
Okay, sir, stay on with me. I have more inputs. Nepal's chief secretary has now called a meeting of all secretaries and district officers